Hello Universe, this is Gypsy. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I'm going to do a quick get ready with you. And I'm not gonna name out the products because that doesn't matter. We all have the same products in our collections more than likely. I've already cleansed and moisturized my face. This is a color corrector, a brightener or a color corrector. You could use your concealer. The foundation that I'm going to be using is too moist for the Wayne Goss hack that I have been wearing for months, which is to apply primer and then the powder followed by your foundation. I feel like this mousse foundation that I've got, eye primer, is just too moist for that technique, so I've been doing it the traditional way of just applying the foundation. I'm going to go back, and I haven't been doing this before, but this is another hack I wanted to try, using chapstick as a eye primer. I'm going to do this today just as an experiment to see if it'll work. So I just put 2 eye primers on. The reason I'm going over these corners is I have what's known as dry eye. This is my face primer, and the makeup in the corners of my eyes tears off. My eyes have already started tearing, and I'm only at the priming stage. And I am trying different products in my collection to see if I can combat that. Foundation. This is something I'm panning out. It's not going to be a repurchase. In case you're curious, I will tell you this brand is the Revlon Photo Finish Airbrush. It's really wet, and to me it requires drying time. I'm using a sponge to apply it. I have tried brushes. I've tried the silicone type applicator. I've tried the big egg-shaped, I can't think of the name of it, the big egg-shaped applicator. This seems to be what works best for me at the moment. But if you have any ideas, I feel like this is a really moist, slippery foundation. It takes time to dry in the mornings. I don't have a lot of time for it to dry. I'm in a hurry. I have to get up at 3 in the morning. I have to get everything I need to get done for work, before work, and get out the door by 4 because I have to be at work at 5. And because I'm the opening nurse, I'm about to set this with a loose powder and a kabuki brush. And this is Franken powder. I always start it underneath my chin because I always feel like there's a light on here. And when I feel like it's set, I will take a magnifying mirror and just work it in, blend it in, because I have not really found a primer that is pore filling enough, especially on the nose area, to try to achieve a more natural look and not those dotted foundation in the pore thing look that you get. I'm using a pencil. I'm trying to pan this pencil. Let me show you how much I've got left. I got a long way to go on it. It says it's a brown, but it says it's medium brown. A Maybelline medium brown, but it comes off red even before I started coloring my hair. It has always had a red look to it. And all I'm doing is tracing my natural eyebrow. I always feel like it's heavy-handed. It has a heavy look to it when I first put it on. So I go back over it with a comb, a brow comb, to lighten it. I have always had thin, narrow eyebrows. So, eyebrow comb. And I feel like it lightens it and makes it look a little bit more natural for me. I don't like a heavy eyebrow look. I know it's very in vogue right now. And I have a washcloth, a dark washcloth, and I just run my brushes over them real quick before returning them. My next step is I tightline my waterline with white. On the bottom. Another product I'm working on panning. It's a Bonnie Bell Eye Define eyeliner. And this is the L'Oreal Brown that I'm working on panning this year. So I'm going to go in from the corner of my eye to the pupil and stop there. And on occasion I'll come on across, but generally I stop at the pupil. And I'll do the same for the top, but instead of stopping at the pupil, I'm just tracing my lash line to the corner. On the outer corner, I do a slight lift with the eyeliner, very slight, not even a wing. Time to pull out the pan as old as time that I'm working on panning out, and I'm going to take a tight, tiny, wedged shaped brush, and I'm going to trace that eyeliner with the dark brown. I've also traced it with the turquoise that's in this palette, the olive. My palette that I'm working on panning this year has a lot of dark colors in it. I use it just to set this eyeliner that I've put on. I have some black and green in this palette that I don't care for. We always have a palette and we have shades that we don't care for. So I've been franken panning them together. I have been scraping a little of each of them off into a little tray, mixing them, and making another color. And what I get when I mix green and black is an olive. So I'm going to leave this for now. And I will tell you that the chapstick hack, I'm getting a little bit of travel with the eyeliner. It is traveling just a little. I may have been heavy-handed with it because it's my first try with it, but I want to see if it works. I have tearing in the corners, and these steps come off. This is the franken pan of the mixed gray and black, and I'm just going to place it right here. I'm just dotting it in the corner. When I blend it later, it'll lighten up. I have to use a blending brush because it is a franken pan and it wants to go to pieces on me if I use any other kind of brush. And it is a black and a green, so I get heavy-handed with it. Clean that brush and set it aside. I'm not going to use this brush again. This is more of a densely packed brush. I'm going to pick up a light color and I'm going to go all over the lid, all the way up to the brow, and I'm just going to set the eyeliner. Or set the primer. So all of these are coming from this palette that I've been working on this year to pan out. I'm going to close it for just a second. And I'm going to reach into the palette of the week. This is the palette that I rotate in just to play with, so that my project does not get stale and tired and old. And I'm just going to use this kind of brush, and I'm going to find a color. I'm going to choose something out of the palette of the week to play with for the day. I'm going to use a gold on the lid. And I do let it travel up into the crease and above, because I want this to be as quick and easy as I can do for work. It is my day off, and otherwise I wouldn't even be able to take the time to record this, because the extra talking that you put in a get ready with me makes it take longer. So I'm kind of blending it and applying it at the same time. And I'm cleaning the brush on the little cloth as I go, and I'm setting it aside to clean better. And I'm picking up another clean blending brush. Oops, sorry guys, didn't mean to make so much noise. And I'm going to take this down a notch on the corners. I want it a little bit more for office wear. I do wear glasses, so It's not always easy to see. Now, if I feel like I've ran out my lines, I pick up the sponge that I applied my foundation with and I clean up my corners. Quickly. And I'm not going to go off camera to do mascara. We're just going to do it. We're going to do it real quick. I've gotten out of the habit of curling my lashes just to save time. So that's to brush and straighten them. Now I'm going to do a little wiggle on the second coat and thicken and brush them out again. And the wiggling is said to just get a little bit more mascara, but I don't feel like I can do the wiggle a lot, because it seems to make them tangle. It's not that they're, you know, really long lashes. My niece has really long lashes. Okay, mascara's done. Gonna pop on some quick blush and lipstick. This is not a densely packed brush. It's very soft. The reason I'm reaching into the bright reddish pink, and I don't want to look like a clown. Sometimes I do accidentally go in a little heavy, and I just like to hit my upper cheekbone. It's just a preference. I don't like to bring it down into the face. I just like to do an accent right here, and because I'm trying to pan a highlighter, I'll take a finger of highlighter and go over the blush. There it is. I have a Winky Lux that I got in an Ipsy bag. I take my middle finger and I just touch it roughly where I did the blush, and I leave it. Now, I've found that when I've accidentally put on too much blush, the Winky Lux is very helpful to help mask it. So I feel like the pencil eyeliner that I'm wearing is already off on one side, on this side. I want to see if this hack will work. The lip product, this is the e.l.f. I'm trying to pan out. It's just a stain. And sometimes I put lipsticks on the ride to work. Pop gloss on. Okay guys, that's work makeup, and it looks like between 15 and 20 minutes to get it done, but I could head out the door to work once I put a uniform on. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day guys. Toodaloo.